Welcome along to London Calling. The studio is the same, but it's all changed because London Calling is now brought to you in association with Equate, the natural energy drink. It adds just a touch of professionalism to what we're doing
and
here.
Americanism as well, because the Americans like to be sponsored by manufacturers. Fantastic. Welcome along Thursday night with Equate.
Indeed, and we've got plenty coming up over the course of the next hour. We're going to be joined live by not one but two QPR personalities. The first, Esteban Granero, who could well be involved on Saturday. Of course, he came on at half-time at Swansea, did ever so well in the second half, despite that disappointing result at the Liberty Stadium. We're also going to be speaking to the man who is synonymous with the fixture that is QPR against Manchester United. Of course, that is Dennis Bailey scoring that hat-trick on New Year's Day 1992. 21 years ago, Brian.
It's frightening, actually. You know, 1992 doesn't sound that long ago. You mentioned that many years, and it really does hit you. I was a young kid. I probably still didn't have hair then, but I was a young kid then. I remember it so well. Can't wait to speak to Dennis. Lovely guy as well.
Yeah, we'll be speaking with the pair later on in the show. So we've got plenty coming up. As I say, London Calling, brought to you in association with Equate, the natural energy drink.
EQ8 is a natural energy drink containing only natural ingredients: fruit juices, ginseng, guarana, green tea and just a nip of natural caffeine from the green coffee bean. And there's enough fruit juice in each can to give you one of your 5 a day. Need a natural lift? Try EQ8.
OK, so there we go. Over the course of the next hour, plenty coming up, but it's your views we want. 07557 435 710 or tweet us using hashtag London Calling. We want to know, where were you when QPR beat Man United 4-1? Many of you maybe not even born. Brian certainly was. I admittedly was as well. Where were you when it happened? Tweet us using the hashtag London Calling, or as I say, give us a call 07557 435 710. Well, listen, firstly, let's bring you details of a new competition. All you have to do to enter it is call in, and it's the same as it was before. 10 QPR related questions, and oh my goodness, they're so easy this week.
Even Adam could answer them if he knew the answers.
Yeah, no, he tried. We've got 10 very simple QPR-related questions. Get all 10 right, and you can win FIFA 13, be it on Xbox or PlayStation 3. So we have to give one of these away today. So give us a call, and we'll help you out if we're struggling later on in the show. That's how desperate we are to give away
for saying
prizes.
That means nobody will ring until the end of the show. We want people to ring now.
Yeah, you've highlighted that error.
Yes.
I've got nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
You absolutely kill me there. 07557 435 710 if you want to win one of these fine prizes. FIFA 13 on the Xbox or on PlayStation 3. OK, well, firstly, let's reflect on the fact we haven't had a game.
Yeah, what do we talk about?
And, well, there's been only one thing to talk about over the last week or so, and that is the position we find ourselves in.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this weekend is do or die. I know you always want
to... Well, you do love a must-win game.
Well, I was going to bring this up right at the beginning of the show. It is do or die because we have to win. We can't, you normally come off and say, well, I'll take a point, I'll take a point. We can't take any more single points anymore. Yeah. We have to win, whatever happens. And you've got the teams around us, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on, playing one another. And we're going to hope they're going to drop points. And if they drop points, that must win will put us back in contention.
Yeah, it's certainly precarious because you look at the other fixtures. Reading are playing against Wigan. Obviously, if Reading win that game and we do lose to United, then the gap would increase to 9, regardless of what Aston Villa do against
Arsenal. We have to win whatever. And it doesn't matter if we're playing Manchester United, Stoke City or Reading. It is a must-win game. And we are actually playing Manchester United, so that's what I think. Do or die.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
I would agree with you if it wasn't Manchester United.
Well, why can't we beat Manchester United? Did you see the Barcelona game last night against Milan?
Absolutely. We can beat Manchester United. We've shown that by going to Chelsea when no one gave us a cat in hell's chance of succeeding, and we won 1-0. They went into the game on the back of 5 straight victories. We went into it on the back of a 3-0 defeat here against Liverpool. So we can defy the odds. There's no doubt about that. We did it last season by staying in the Premier League. But we're playing Manchester United, the team that are 12 points clear at the top of the Premier League. They haven't lost a league game for 3 months. So to say we have to win, otherwise we're done, I disagree.
You still think...
Worst case... Well, no, listen, I'll tell you why.
Okay, I want to hear this one.
I'll tell you why I disagree, because after the game against Manchester United, there are 8 fixtures there. We need to win, for me, at least 6, if not 7.
We've got to win 7 games.
Of the
because the other teams
12.
are still going to win games.
I agree. After the Manchester United game, there's 8 fixtures there, starting with Southampton away, and no disrespect to them, but if you're looking at games or fixtures where you can pick up maximum points, it's in those next 8 games, in my opinion. It's not against the champions-elect who haven't lost for 3
But we haven't
months.
picked up those points with the teams that we should have picked up
No,
the points
you're
from in the
right.
past. So
You're right.
we've got to look at Manchester United, which is next up, whether we like it or not, and we have to go in as a team thinking nothing better than a win is going to be good enough. And I mean, phone in, let us know, 07557 435 710. Should know the number off by heart.
I'll tell you what,
I'd
I
like to
think-
know what what the fans think. 'Cause
Absolutely.
We're fans, and
yeah,
we want to know.
it'd definitely be interesting. I think most QPR fans would say, I'd take a point on Saturday.
But
I think I'm going to stick my neck on the block here and say I think you'll be seriously in the minority.
28
saying
games,
we
I'll
have
take
to
a
win.
point. 28
Yeah.
games left, I'll take a point.
Yeah, that's
12
what-
games
that's
left, it'll be 11 by
Right.
then.
Yeah.
How many more points, 1 point, can you take? We're talking we need to win 6 or 7 games, but we'll only have 11 games left. We haven't won more than 2 games this season. Where are we thinking we're going to pull these 6 or 7 games out? We haven't won. We've won 2 games this season. And I don't know where we expect to get them. And if we're going to get them, we've got to start now. And forget it's Manchester United. It's 11 against 11. It's state of mind. The team have been away. They've been on not a holiday, I shouldn't say that. They've been away. They've been training away. They've come back, hopefully refreshed, better state of mind. United have had a couple of games in between. They haven't had such a break. We've got to take advantage of that. And if we don't this weekend, I really think our days in the Premier League are numbered.
If we
like
lose,
what everyone else thinks.
If we lose on Saturday,
And it's an if.
You said to me,
It's an if.
You said to me before this. You said to me before the show started.
I don't know what I said.
I'm in a really good mood.
Yeah.
And now you're just depressing.
I'm full. No, I'm in a good mood. I am in a good mood because I'm actually looking forward to Saturday, and I think we're going to pull something out. Where I think I'm not sure whether the Mail on Sunday got their printing wrong, but they have the polls. They've got us down as a home win. And that really cheered me up last week. So, everybody's expecting the unexpected. And I believe we're going to have the unexpected. And I think something's going to happen on Saturday that we'll be happy about.
Yeah, the only thing...
So let me celebrate now, just in case I'm wrong.
The only thing I would say, I think most QPR fans would say, I'll take a point. I think some QPR fans would even say, I'll take a defeat if it's a really positive performance that gives us confidence going into those 8 fixtures. I don't think too many QPR fans will say, we have to win or... we're dead and buried. I don't think I might be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be many QPR fans who are going into this weekend saying, if we get anything other than a victory against Manchester United, we're relegated.
We're
a lot of people will be
bottom.
saying,
We're
yeah,
7
I agree.
points
I agree. A
from
lot of people,
safety.
a lot of people will be saying now we're done regardless. Fair enough. I can understand that view as well. As you say,
No, we're not done
7 points
regardless. We're
adrift.
not done yet regardless because
I
we've still got the
agree.
teams, as I said last week, we've got a selection of teams from West Ham United down to Reading that could be pulled into it, and they're all playing one another. And if they can start messing up, cocking up between one another, dropping those points, the 3 points that we should and must get on Saturday are going to be very crucial. We've got the most awful goal difference. That's another point that we need. So we are actually, in essence, 8 points away from safety. And we're not talking much about the goal difference. That is of paramount importance. We need to start scoring goals and stop leaking goals. And we hadn't leaked that many goals this season, except last week, 2 weeks ago, we fell to pieces against Swansea, a game that we thought we were going to win. We thought we would get a point. And you would have taken a point from that game, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, well, we didn't take a point from that game. And a couple of others that you didn't take a point that you would have taken a point. So that's why we've got to get all 3 points to
I
make up
agree.
for the points that we dropped
I
in the
agree.
past.
I would also have taken a point at Stamford Bridge, and we got all 3. My point is, Manchester United, the champions-elect, 12 points clear, not lost in 3 months. For me to say, well, if we don't beat them, we're done, I disagree. If we play exceptionally well and lose by the odd goal and go into the Southampton game buoyed by the level of performance, I would arguably take that now.
Southampton fighting for their lives as
I would
well.
certainly.
It's not going to be a walkover.
No, of course it's not. Well, no, evidently no games are because we've only won 2 all season. But going into that set of 8 games after the Manchester United game, all I'm hoping is we go into that Saints game in confident mood based on what happens against Manchester United.
Day.
Well,
Probably getting over a hangover.
Don't worry about what I was doing on that day. It's more about what this man was doing on that day, and that's Dennis Bailey. Good evening, Dennis.
Hi there, good evening.
Thanks very much for joining us. We were just saying earlier that whenever this fixture comes around, the name of Dennis Bailey is on every QPR fan's lips, I think. It must be special for you when this fixture comes round as well.
Yeah, obviously it brings back good memories. when I was a player, and obviously the team I was playing with, we had a very good side. So yeah, QPR Man U fixture is always gives a nice ring, and one we always look forward to.
And going into that match, can you remember the feeling amongst the QPR players? Because at the time United were top of the table, unbeaten at home all season. They were trying to win their first title under Sir Alex Ferguson, trying to break the 25-26 year wait. The expectation was that United would win that game comfortably. Can you remember the feeling amongst the QPR players?
Yeah, I can remember we were on a decent run ourselves. I think we was probably 5 or 6 games unbeaten. So, we had a game plan which we trained and, all week preparing for the game. And, we went there with, positive mind, hoping to get a result. Even a draw would have been a great result for us at that time.
What was the game plan? I can't imagine it was get 2 goals up within 5 minutes.
Well, no, I don't think anyone could have imagined that start. That was a dream start. But we aim to try and keep it tight at the back, and to give nothing away. And once the crowd is behind Man United, and it's very hard to stop. So we thought play it safe to begin with, keep it tight. Get the ball forward as quickly as we can, and try and keep the ball as well, which is very important.
And what was the plan for the second half? Because QPR dominated the first half really, and could have led by more, it has to be said. But I suppose at half-time, I think everyone was expecting an onslaught from United after the break.
Absolutely. As I said, it was a dream start, and so it sort of blew out your plans about keeping it tight and to begin with. But as you said, we continue to create chances. So we attack when we can. So we never, sat back at all. And also you got to remember we had some sort of quality players at the time. We had Simon Barker and Roy Wilkins in midfield, who kind of dominated the game. And at the back was very, very sort of assured with Clive Wilson and Dave Barsley on the right. So we had good players who could, keep the ball and help control the game, which they did in the second half.
And it must have felt pretty special to score a hat-trick against arguably one of the world's finest goalkeepers.
Obviously, a fantastic personal achievement for myself, but also for the team. We had as I said before, a really good side, and probably a lot of players which were probably underrated as well. And but I think they've sort of proved their worth, how good they were, and it was a great sort of team performance, and obviously the hat-trick sort of obviously the highlight of my career, without doubt.
And coming off the pitch, I was watching some highlights earlier, and you were interviewed as you were walking off the pitch, barely able to breathe, never mind conduct a television interview, and then you were given a bottle of champagne to celebrate being man of the match. Have you still got that somewhere?
Unfortunately not. That's probably drank in a few years now. But obviously that's great. Receiving that, and I can remember the travelling supporters. I don't know how many travelled up there. It wasn't probably about 600, but they made themselves heard, and it was just great for those who witnessed it, who was there at the time. To applaud them, and also to QPR fans. For that season. I think they supported us through thick and thin, and it was a nice way to repay them, really.
And I saw an interview probably about 18 months, 2 years ago with Sir Alex Ferguson, and he was recalling this very match. And it wasn't so much the match he was recalling, but the incidents that occurred, or the incident that occurred in the United dressing room about 15 minutes after the final whistle. I think he was in a bad mood anyway, and his mood got worse. And I think you were to blame for both.
Yeah, probably a bit naive at the time.